Good morning. It's another beautiful Thursday morning, and this is AM Chat on MITV live from our studios. If you're just joining us in MITV this morning, I'm sure you know that there are lots of things happening in the country, but we are so grateful. Every Thursday morning I always start with that part. We are so grateful that despite all that is happening, we are right here, we are live, things are still going well with our families. We are grateful to God, and I'm sure that you just want to take that time out this morning to just say thank you, to our Maker for making this possible for each and every one of us to be here this morning. So it's a beautiful morning, and I'm so excited. I'm sure that you are. We want to know what next. What next? So many things are happening around us. We just want to know what next. What next? The theatrics never end. We keep saying from place to place, from pillar to post, and all that we keep hearing seems to be a lot of drama happening in Nigeria right now, and all boils down to one thing: 2019 general elections. That's all it's all about. I'm sure after the elections there will be some drama for a couple of months, and then everything will fizzle out, and then we will achieve some stability. But until then, I think you should watch out for as much drama as possible. So this morning on our newspaper segment, we're going to be talking about the theatrics of the Nigerian politics. What next? That's it. Okay, so this morning we have with us 4 newspapers. We have the Nigerian Tribune, we have the Guardian, we have the Punch, and we have the Nation. But before we begin to look at all of these papers, I'd like to introduce our social commentator and public affairs analyst this morning, Mr. Joseph Warilayefa Amaoru. Am I correct?
You're right.
His name is so deep in culture that I had to pronounce it properly. Warilayefa Amaoru.
Warilayefa means sweet home, sweet home.
Sweet home, sweet home. Where are you from, sir?
I'm from Bayelsa. I'm an Ijoman.
Wow, he's an Ijoman and it's Bayelsa. I almost thought that name was Yoruba with the way it sounded. Warilayefa. Okay, I'm your host this morning, and my name is Tomisi Ojo, and I have with me in the studio on this first segment, Mr. Joseph Warilayefa Amaoru. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Good morning, Nigeria.
Okay, so on this segment, we're going to first of all, let's look at these 4 papers. Let's see. Like I predicted yesterday, what is going to be on the front page of the papers this morning? Said it's going to be more drama. So we have the Nigerian Tribune. What will make me leave my position? That's the first thing we have on the Nigerian Tribune today. What will make me leave my position? Okay, we have that's the National Assembly invasion planned months ago. That's from Saraki. That's on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune. And we have the mammoth crowd at Mikotekbene, the visit of the former governor, Makpabio, to Akwa Ibom State. Okay, so we have that one as well. We're going to be talking a lot of things, so I want to just quickly run through all of the papers so we can talk about the drama itself. Okay, so we have the Guardian. It wasn't about me, but Nigeria, says female rep who dared DSS. Okay, so this woman, Senator Goodhead, did a very wonderful thing. I kept watching her on TV as she was nodding her head and saying, I dare you, shoot. If you have to shoot, shoot. If you have to do this, do that. And I was wondering, I was asking myself, this woman is bold. Because among all the senators, some were talking, some were moving around, some were, making calls, some were, but she dared them. She walked up to one of them and she was like, can you shoot? And all that.
1 minute of courage that took her international.
Exactly. And suddenly, a political career just took a boom, just shut up like that. So I'm sure that in the house, many women will start, acting, talking, being more active, being more, participatory in these things. Okay, so that's on the front page of the Guardian. We have all of the freezing of accounts and all that, which is definitely going to come out in our discussion. So moving on, we have the Punch. Like I predicted again, center spread, National Assembly invasion, Saraki APC reps demand probe. That's just it. I think there's no news in Nigeria as a while right now. So we have that as well. And then on the Nation, we have presidency. PDP aspirants can defeat Buhari in 2019. Okay, that's some politics. because of the mammoth crowd at Ikot Ekpene. Okay, so let's go straight into our discussions this morning. I think that's the part really interests me. Okay, so Mr. Marinayefa,
What do you want us to talk about?
Yeah, I would like us to start. The drama, the theatrics in the National Assembly. So many things seems to be happening.
You know, Nigeria is a tragic political capital of the world.
The tragic political capital of the world. Wow.
Every week, one new episode. As a matter of fact, it's becoming every day one new episode.
Wow.
And,
so we're rich.
Well,
we're rich in drama.
We are rich in drama, and you know the world knows us for drama. But this is
so.
This is live drama, which really affects the lives of people. This drama is affecting the economy. It's affecting the security. It's affecting the well-being of 1/4 of the world's black people.
Wow.
And it's an unfortunate drama. It's a shame of a drama. It's not a drama that anybody should be proud of.
You know, this kind of drama, I kept asking myself, what next? You know, yesterday it was the mammoth crowd at Akwa Ibom. 2 days ago it was the National Assembly, the DSS, and then on Monday. So we have different things going on.
Did you hear the things that were said?
Yeah.
Did you hear the reason why Godswill Akpabio joined the APC?
I listened to him last night and I was
He's just realizing that our president is a man of integrity. He's just realizing that our president is a nationalist.
He's just realizing
that. And he wants to give clear visibility to Akwa Ibom. So Akwa Ibom is in darkness.
Apparently.
He's just realizing that we are going to fight poverty and impunity when all the drama that has been happening are all acts of impunity. It's
a shame.
What politicians do, you can't understand. That's why they say it's a game of intrigues.
Yeah. You know, I keep wondering. You remember that I think we were having a conversation with somebody and the person said it's all a game. It's all a game. So what is the hope of Nigerians if this is a game?
Well, the hope of Nigerians is to conscientize themselves, to realize that the APC and the PDP are like 6.5 dozen.
6.5 dozen.
There's no difference between them. What happened in 2014 is repeating itself in 2018. The same scenario, the same people. They promised us change, and we can see the kind of change that we've had, negative change. Are we going to continue in this negative change with these two families up to 2023? Would we still have Nigeria at that time if we continue with these two families? APC and PDP are birds of the same feathers.
That's the question. I was reading some of the things that this man, the national vice chairman of PDP South, Mr. Emmanuel Okidi, he said that he actually said that the sack of Lawal Daura was good relief, quoting him as he wrote it, good relief and a victory for democracy. Now this is PDP, and I was asking myself, he said because such action, which was obviously ordered by the sacked Director General and his court, was inimical to the growth of the country's nascent democracy and should not be tolerated by any lover of democracy. He held what Oshibajo actually did, which I would like to ask. Was it just a cover-up? From your opinion,
is that action enough?
No.
When we know that when a section or a part of the government, because the National Assembly is a part of the tripod that make up the government. We have the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. If any part of the government is to be taken by force, that is a treasonable offense. Is it enough to sack somebody who presided over a treasonable offense and end the matter there? It's not enough. As a matter of fact, there has been so many suggestions
as to how to prosecute.
People have different opinions of what happened.
Of what happened.
Well, the APC is saying the PDP planned it.
And the PDP,
is saying the APC planned it for
Mm.
months. How do we know the truth?
That's the truth.
The
There's no
truth
trust
is
in it
between
now.
what they are saying.
Yeah.
And just sacking Lawal Daura is not enough measure for the gravity of offense that was committed.
That was committed.
It was an insult to the Nigerian people for hooded men to want to take over government where cameras are busy watching them. The whole world watched the drama. It was very tragic and disgraceful. And you cannot disgrace this country to such a level and just sack the person and put the person in house arrest and say you have done well. I don't think Nigerians are very happy.
Prosecuted.
There should be thorough investigation and appropriate punishment for such gravity of offense.
Okay, looking at what Daura actually did, because unanimously I've read a couple
now the police are exonerating themselves. But in the videos we saw policemen in the background.
Yeah, but they had said policemen were not deployed.
Do you believe whatever these high officials say?
Absolutely not. We don't. We have
because
a lot
in the videos
questions.
where we saw those hooded men, we saw policemen in the background. What were those policemen doing in the background?
They could actually say that they were resuming to their duty, the normal duty.
Then that we need to know. We need to see them, interrogate them, and find out exactly what their position is. Not just taking line, hook, and sinker what the IG said.
Exactly. One of the things that actually caught my attention while I was going through the history of how Daura came about was the fact that when Daura came into power, when he was appointed DG first, the first set of things he did was to actually sack, I think about a number of young people that were trained.
Was Daura himself not a retired person that was brought in?
Yes, I understand. He just retired and then he was brought in, and then there were trainees of the DSS that were in the process of being
The other question
confirmed.
people have been asking, could Lawal Daura have had the effrontery to undertake such a grave venture of attacking the citadel of democracy without authorization from higher authorities? Because the DSS officials were saying they were given orders from above. We need to know who gave the order from above. These are things that a proper investigation would
bring to light.
Because if we don't unravel these things, the real truth about what has happened to us, it will happen again.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I actually drew this, because he came into power and the first thing that he did was to end. They had done about 4 months of training, and at the last month they were on payment. They were actually the best. He removed and cancelled everything and sent all of them packing and sent them home.
Well, we know
and
why.
Nothing was done.
We know why that was done, and it's the result we are seeing.
Exactly.
Because the security architecture of this country is populated from people from a given area in the country.
Yes, exactly. So that was exactly what it is, because the information said you have people from the south, from the southeast. Almost everybody that was sent back were people from those areas. People that were retained were people from the north. And that is a track record.
We are seeing the records. We are seeing the result.
And that's not the first time. A siege was laid on the house of the Senate President and the Deputy Senate President a couple of weeks ago.
That's why the Senate President said these things have been planned over months. Nothing happened when that happened.
Even before the defection.
As a matter of fact, the government, the presidency denied, the government denied. As a matter of fact, they were saying that the security men we saw in the Senate President's abode or his residence were those of the Senate President, that they never authorized anybody to do that. But no investigation. To know. For us to know the real facts.
It seems what we just do is we just give a statement, the government gives a statement, and then you just sweep it under the carpet and it ends.
Well, the carpet must be very large and dusty.
And dusty by now, because there are lots of issues that have been swept under it. But going away from all of this, there is another thing that really caught my attention. EFCC seems to be the new GSS. Okay, so they are laying siege on the governments or state governors without necessarily going there to, but they are holding them to ransom. Various state governments, their accounts were frozen. This yesterday, Akwa Ibom State government, their accounts were frozen. These are governors who are defected from the APC to the PDP. What does that mean? Because the only governor whose accounts, or maybe two governors whose accounts have not been frozen, is say maybe Tambuwal, Secretary of State, and say Kwara State.
Is that not really? Why we are asking for true federalism? I don't like the word true federalism. We are asking for federalism. In a federation where things are done right, how would the federal government go and freeze the account of a state government? Because the
federal government to say they did not. No, say it's a parastatal of the government.
In a federation, the federal government does not have such authority. It is because we are practicing what Ekurumadu referred to as feeding bottle federalism, where states go every month to the federal government, their father or grandfather to collect money. If you go to your father or your grandfather to collect money every time, he can say that, look, you did not use that money well, so
I'm not giving
this
you
time I'm not giving you. That's what is happening. If states were creating and earning their own money from resources in their territory, the federal government would not have the authority and capacity to say
freeze their accounts.
You cannot operate your account. Now, when they say they cannot operate their account, they defreeze or froze their accounts. Is it the governors that suffer?
No,
it's the people that suffer.
It's the people that suffer because
the governors have enough. As a matter of fact, they've not touched the personal accounts of the governors. So the governors still have money to spend. But the people who depend on this government
to
money,
pay salaries,
the salaries cannot be paid, overhead expenses cannot be run, the government will come to a standstill. Well, governors have all reacted and said they are not in support. I don't think anybody's in support. If any governor is found wanting, we should deal with that governor, not government.
Exactly.
Government is different from government.
You're putting everything at a standstill, and that's becoming
And why must it be now, when there is so much high drama in the politics?
That's why I said it's part of the theatrics. Imagine what happened yesterday. Akpabio was going to Akwa Ibom State. His brother, who is a commissioner in the state, was sacked. Another supporter
his cousin
of Akpabio,
was sacked.
His cousin was sacked. His brother was. I said, I don't get it.
But why did the government run in such a way that they had his brother, his cousin, most of his relations in the government?
Apparently, one of the questions I would like to ask is, was it a payback mechanism where he had a successor in the person of Governor Udo? And what happened?
Well, the truth
now
is
that he has moved,
the truth is that Godswill Akpabio single-handedly put in the present governor there. He had to appoint, Godswill Akpabio had to appoint who the secretary to the state government was or is. He had, the chief of staff was his appointee. And he was controlling the government for so long that the current governor became uneasy with him, and that's the cause of their friction. But when they do that, they should have some decorum and settle their differences behind, and not bring it to the fore to affect the people and to affect the nation.
Because it's so much drama to me. Two people were sacked from government, and the funny part was the statement was due to gross misconduct and a lot of drama. But it is obvious. Why did it happen now?
Now
that means the drama is happening on both sides.
Now the drama it's a lot of drama. Do you know that Godswill Akpabio is under investigation for 108.1 billion naira by the EFCC? A man that had so much money that could give a bank a gift of 1.4 billion naira. And these are issues that the EFCC brought to fore. Last year, between March and July, the EFCC wrote about 7 letters to officials of the Akwa Ibom state government, inviting them to bring documents and to come for interviews and interrogation. They refused. All of a sudden, the same government that works with the EFCC is now romancing, courting, hobnobbing, and celebrating Godswill Akpabio. It's an irony of a situation that I cannot describe.
We'd like to take some calls now. So if you want to contribute on the show, you can send us messages on Instagram. You can send us messages on Twitter. Just search for TOMYSYNE. That's my handle on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. My name is Tomisi, TOMYSYNE. That's the number to call. That's the number to call. Okay, so we have the number on the screen. We have the number on the screen. Please call the number on the screen and contribute if you want to contribute to this show. We're still talking theatrics of the Nigerian politics. What next? Okay, so with all of the drama that is going on, Mr. Warilaifa, with all of the drama that is going on, what do you think is going to happen next?
Well, the political rain will keep falling. And like we are seeing, some people are going to be drenched. Some bigger ones will be able to get dry easily, and I don't see any change. Will still hold sway in the coming dispensation because the Nigerian people have not been conscientized enough to realize that we have to do away with these giants that are not bringing us progress.
With the giants that are not bringing us. Okay, so if you want to call in to participate in the show, you can call the number on the screen. Hello, good morning. We have a caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Okay, you're calling from Adeni Jones. Your comments, please.
My comment is, why apply for wedding? Yes, the process when come and Nigeria to the because I'm very happy to go to the man is really the spirit because what now everything that's the man is taken on you said not come against and that's why the government is still consistent. He said not come against you to review for any crime they commit. Now when they go to another party, they don't come down the foreign party. I think that they are fighting that they are home.
Okay. The Akwa Ibom people received Mr. Goswell Akpabio yesterday with a mammoth crowd. And I think it was a funny one. Were they paid? Because we already know that we practice a, vote buying democracy.
Well, I just said here about the people not being conscientized. The Nigerian people have been impoverished. So impoverished that 2,000 naira can make a lot of change in the way they think. And for a man that can dash 1.4 billion to a bank, who can he not move? The Nigerian people are at the bottom rung of conscientization. They are poor and weak, and any small money
do you
can
mean weak-willed? How do you
weak
mean weak?
physically and mentally, and very little money can move them. Somebody said they were ferret. Somebody said they were paid, and these are not new things in our environment. We know how political movements and crowds operate. So the same crowds can also be there if the PDP is having a rally. The same crowd, the same people.
Okay, we have another caller on the line. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Your name and your comment, please. Your name and your comment, please. Good morning. I can hear you. Okay. Mr. Wailaifa, you were saying?
Well, I said the same crowd would also appear if the PDP people are having a rally.
Actually, they were having a rally.
The same crowd will appear, the same people.
Because apparently they have this money that they distribute from place to place.
And that's why, how much have we budgeted over the last 3 years? How many trillion? what effect are
that's a question I would
these
like to
trillions
ask.
done to Nigerians?
What exactly is this money for?
Well, the trillions, most of them are saved for this purpose, for what is happening today.
So that they can distribute money from door to door, from pillar to post. and
You've
from
had
shop-
stomach infrastructure. Have you not had that?
I've heard.
Okay. So
I remember there was a
now
governor-
you had that was 2015.
2015
no,
was stomach infrastructure.
I think it was 2014
For 15,
lexicon.
yes.
In 2018, it is see and buy, or buy and see.
Buy and see.
So
Hey.
very soon there will be another one,
Wow.
and they all mean that cash and carry.
It's quite unfortunate that our politics has been reduced to this kind of level where we distribute kerosene to buy votes, we distribute rice, bags of rice to buy votes.
We are deteriorating. Before now, it used to be hidden in loaves of bread.
But now people do
But
it.
now,
It's I see
now
and
they
buy.
photograph you, and you stand on the line to collect the money. So it has become brazen, and that's a deterioration in the political system.
Political system. Wow. I think something needs to be done about our democracy. What do you recommend?
Well, what I recommend is that we have to demonetize politics.
Excuse me, sir. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We can hear you. Good morning. Okay, we lost that call again. Okay. I'm still talking theatrics of Nigerian politics. What next? What can we do to rescue our democracy? What can we do to rescue our democracy? Mr. Waridaifa.
What we can do to rescue our democracy is for the Nigerian people to wake up. They have to mentally free themselves from this money politics. I know it is easier said than done, but politicians, the up and coming politicians, the younger ones who say they are not too young to run, have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of education to do. They have to educate our people, and the only way they can educate our people is by they themselves showing the example. They have to educate our people to realize that when they collect money to vote, they are selling their future. You collect 5,000 naira, and for 4 years you live on that 5,000 naira. That won't be enough. So people must realize, because the Nigerian people, these politicians are from us. So why we blame the politician, we must also blame ourselves. Because I say 40% of the problem is Nigerians, 60% the politician. I give the politician more of the problem because he is the leader that shows the light. If he shows good light, the people will walk brazenly, brightly and gingerly. But if he shows dim light, the people will grapple, and we are grappling in the dark.
One quick question, Mr. Waridaifa. This particular crop of politicians, they seem to be the same thing, moving from one place to another, and it seems to have been relegated, our political system has been relegated to the same players year in, year out. So in the last couple of years since democracy, since this long stretch of democracy, 19 years, we've had the same crop of politicians. What do we do?
They are the same. I said they are like
set of people.
6.5 dozen. In APC right now, while APC has been complaining that PDP looted Nigeria, 75% of the officials, top officials, are people who came from PDP. And they are now running back to the same PDP. So they are one and the same people. We need a new crop of people who have to work hard to get the trust of the people. Because really the people have lost trust in politicians. So if you say you are a politician, the first thing they say, this is one of them. So it will take quite some hard work for the not too young to run politicians to gain the trust of people. I hear they are saying they want 290 legislative positions left for them. It's not just going to be for the asking. They have to work hard for it.
Okay, thank you so much. That's the much we will take on this topic. We're still talking on AM Chats this morning, and we just finished the first segment on the theatrics of the Nigerian politics. What next? The drama is still very, very, very much. And you know, we're on the lookout. I'm sure Mr. Waridaifa is still vigilant. You're still watching out for what next. Yesterday was a story, 2 days ago was another one, and then we know that before day breaks tomorrow, we would have fresh drama in Nigerian politics. And we see how all of that pans out towards the 2019 elections. Thank you so much, Mr. Wainaifa,
My pleasure.
for being on the show this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. We'll promise to have you some other time when we're still talking Nigerian politics.
It's a duty.
Yes. So we're taking a short break now. When we come back, we have another guest in the studio, and we're still looking at some of the issues of the Nigerian political system and as it borders towards our economy, towards the financial sector. Please stay with us. Okay, welcome back on the AM Chat. It's still Thursday morning, and we're still talking about the Nigerian system.